Hi, everybody. It's Moira Taylor here from the CUNY Adult Literacy Program. I wanted to give you a little bit more information about the Change Agent issue 53, doing our jobs and caring for our children. This issue is a great springboard for many curricular and thematic-based topics for our classrooms. So I wanted to just delve in and give you a few ideas to perhaps trigger lessons and other things that you might want to do this fall. So caring for our children is parenting is a job too. If that sounds familiar, it should. Parenting is a job too unit is the final unit in every New York State Education CUNY career kit, right? The career kit materials that we've been talking about for a while. So I want to just take a look. Here's the link to the CUNY New York State Education CUNY Career Kit project, where all the lessons are available for download. Everything from career fundamentals, healthcare, technology, community and social services, education and childcare, and on and on. All of the different sectors. And what you'll notice is parenting is a job too. Here it's unit 8, the last unit, but it's also here for community and social services as unit 8, and it's always the same material. And there's a lot of material in there. Unit 7 for technology, Unit 7 for healthcare. You get the picture. Even in career fundamentals, or starting with career fundamentals, parenting is a job too as Unit 6. So just keep that in mind, because that just really screamed at me when I opened up the Change Agent issue 53. So caring for our children is parenting is a job too. If you look at Ellen Baxt's article, Women and the Economics of Childcare, on page 37, 41, you'll see that she has both a low intermediate version and a high intermediate version. So this is really attending to teachers' needs for lower level reading material for their ESOL classrooms, and probably the basic education classes as well. Her article highlights these 3 and more ideas, highlighting women's unequal pay, overrepresentation in low-paid jobs, and lack of childcare structure. All these issues really important to our students. What you're also going to see is a responsibilities of parents graphic organizer to help students process information from potential articles they've read, and the parent and family role map taken or adapted from Equip for the Future on page 36. Let's take a look. So here's the PDF of issue 53 with the part 2, caring for our children. We'll go back up to doing our jobs in just a moment. You can see the articles are so relevant to experiences of our students and many other students across the nation during the pandemic. Suddenly, we, meaning parents, are teachers. My job is to take care of my children. Stay-at-home mom. The jobs and responsibilities there. A mom, writer, and small business owner. So you're getting the idea of all these writers who are addressing the issue of being a working person, whether it's at home and in another capacity, and the work that goes along with that. Singing, talking, and reading, the development of children's development through play. So what I was talking about before is the responsibilities of parents, looking at the different articles and talking about the different responsibilities that parents have. As is noted in the article. So it's a great activity for looking critically at reading and extracting evidence, something that we always want students to do. I think one of the strengths of the change agent is that they always also come back to the personal. What about you? What are your responsibilities? What are the things that you relate to with all these writers? The parent-family role map shows the broad areas of responsibility, promoting family members' growth and development, like with singing, talking, reading, meeting family responsibilities and family needs and responsibilities. In this picture, it looks like health, and of course, good nutrition, good behaviors, things like that, and strengthening the family system, having a vision, thinking about the rights of workers and how they connect with the well-being of the family. So these two graphic organizers really are just a terrific springboard for reading, comprehension, and critical thinking. Just to show you the Women and the Economics of Childcare article by Ellen Baxt. First, a 1.5 page with lots of graphics, as you can see here. Great graphic here, low wage jobs by gender. So the easier version with comprehension questions after you read, and then the longer version of Women and the Economics of Childcare, 1, 2, with some of the same graphics. 3, almost 2.5 pages, right? Time off for caregiving graphic here. So lots of opportunities for talking about mathematical ideas. I know some of you are really good with that. And then even more information here with the number of weeks of paid leave. So all of these articles connect so strongly with the Parenting is a Job 2 unit, which talks about child development, talks about workers' rights, talks about the health of children and families in New York City in every single borough and neighborhood. So you're really going to want to take a look and see how you can potentially connect materials from the change agent reading with ideas from the New York State Education and CUNY Career Kits. Parenting is a Job 2. But there's more. Let's take a look. So I want to talk about some other curricular connections, things that we have in our battery of resources like the Moya workforce lessons. You may not be familiar with those, but let's take a look. The link is right here. So these lessons were developed by the Mayor's Office for Immigrant Affairs. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different, probably 3+ hour workshops that deal with many of the issues that have to do with workers and worker rights, knowing your rights at work, choosing a job, finding a job, preparing for an interview, and writing a resume. So all of these are also connected to what I've been talking about in terms of both doing our jobs and caring for our children. Amy Leonard wrote some terrific, very low level, actually she adapted the 2 parts of the CUNY Career Kit, Parenting is a Job 2 activities at 2 different levels. Let's take a look. One on childhood vaccines. Again, keeping your children healthy. This whole idea of vaccines is huge and brought up in the career kits and then adapted by Amy in these lessons, as well as healthy parenting, which is how to talk to your children, develop good disciplinary practices, and just good practices for well-being in the world. So you're going to want to take a look at these and connect them with the original Parenting is a Job 2 unit in the career kits. And then, of course, it almost goes without saying, We Speak NYC. Welcome Parents has to do with parents really taking on the lead role in trying to help their children in school, stay in school. It's about making the choice when it's very difficult, helping your child understand that school is important for just life in general, getting that high school diploma in this case. Rolando's Rights, about workers' rights and up-to-date information about what's going on in New York City. Of course, mental health in Rafaela's test, and pre-K and what's going on in New York City is addressed in Crossing the Street. So all of these episodes and more, I am sure, but they are sort of the top ones at the moment that connect with this. Parenting is a Job 2, doing our jobs and doing them well, and being able to be an active participant in our community. I want to just finally say that the career kit, if you're looking for more career kit information, the fundamentals, today's labor market, you might want to look at the career advantages of being bilingual. You might have seen in the change agent that there was talk about a resume. How do you indicate that you're bilingual on a resume and make that a strength that people really want to take advantage of and exploit? Task essay writing, new for New York's workers. You'll want to take a look at this in Unit 1 in today's labor market, also in the Career Fundamentals Career Kit. Paid sick leave, minimum wage increase, New York paid family leave, all addressed by writers in the new issue of the Change Agent, and of course essential to our adult literacy working students and parents. And finally, in the Education and Childcare Career Kit, branching out from Career Fundamentals, Unit 6 has current issues in education and childcare. with an article about childcare workers joining wage organizing efforts, getting better paid. This connects back with Ellen Baxt's article and the economics of women in the workforce. So lots of connections to career kits. I would be remiss if I did not also just make a note of low-level highlights from the Change Agent issue 53. There are 2 articles in Doing Our Jobs where there is a higher level and a much lower level version of an article. Let's just quickly take a look at those because I know a lot of low-level teachers worry that the Change Agent is too high for their students. So here we are back at the Change Agent, part 1, Doing Our Jobs. Of course, an essential worker with a mask, potentially an immigrant person. So this article by Bethy Jean Merci, Sacrificing for Others During the Pandemic, you'll notice this little star. That's the indication that there are 2 versions. So of course you can see that this version is got a lot of text, right? Not that complex, and probably readable by an intermediate group with great photos also of this woman taking care of children. So a 2-page article here. Explore a career in nursing is also here, but more to what I want to talk about is this picture story, sacrificing during the pandemic. 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures, excuse me, pictures with very little text, and a great way to draw in low-level students with a picture. The same is true of this working in a nail salon. A nail technician who wants to support his family and what happens to him. It's a male nail salon person, worker. 4 pictures, very little text, right? And then a longer version of the story, 1.5 pages, with, of course, as always, a great graphic organizer to think about how you get paid, with salary, per hour, or per gig. Okay, so with that, I will leave you to explore the, as I've told you, great new issue of the Change Agent, Doing Our Jobs and Caring for Our Children. Look for their next 2 issues to be even richer, maybe not richer, but as rich with material on this topic, not exactly, but also interrelated. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.